Welcome everyone, Dylan Gemelli here today with a brand new video for you, and today I'm going to answer the question about should you blast and cruise. But before we get into that, just a big shout out and thank you to everybody out there supporting the channel. We're doing great. I cannot thank everybody enough. It's very humbling and I am beyond appreciative. If you haven't yet, please subscribe, like, share, comment, whatever you could do. It truly helps the channel grow and it just allows me to produce more and more content for you each and every day. Also, today's video is sponsored by letsgetchecked.com. Now, letsgetchecked.com specializes in at-home blood testing, and they do it all. They have everything for men and women. Overall wellness, full hormonal panels, sexual health, COVID testing. They have anything and everything that you need to continue to monitor your overall health. All you have to do, go to their website, pick out whatever test that you want, put your order in. The shipping's going to get you generally in 2 to 3 days. Take the kit out, register it, provide the sample, send it right back. Another day or two, you're going to have your results right there at your fingertips. You're going to have doctors and nurses there to answer questions for you. Simple, easy, discreet. And on top of all of that, use coupon code Gemelli30 to save 30% off your entire order. Letsgetchecked.com. Check them out, Gemelli30, 30% off. So, all right, let's talk about whether or not you should blast and cruise. Now, most of you that follow me know I'm generally on the more conservative side when it comes to dosing, and I'm very, very, very particular about running proper post-cycle therapies and the importance of post-cycle therapy. Now, there are a lot of people that will argue that you will never recover properly, even after a post-cycle therapy, and you're only delaying the inevitable, and you should just blast and cruise the entire time. Okay. It's a little bit to unpack here. I'm going to give you my thoughts on this in the calmest way possible because I am very passionate about it. And listen, I do understand, although I don't agree in totality. I used to just get so pissed off. You careless ass. You know, how can you tell people to do this? But I do, in fairness, understand when people say you should just blast and cruise just from the get-go. I get it. And I don't want to say that I don't disagree. I disagree with the premise because I feel like it's a very careless statement and it's just really thrown out there without any explanation or they kind of make you feel like you're just weak if you want to do a PCT or you're just an idiot or whatever the case. And that's part of the problem that I have with it. It's just the lack of care that comes across with that and thinking about, other aspects of life. One, if you just start blasting and cruising, you need to understand that chances are about 95, maybe even 98% that you're just going to be stuck on TRT forever. There's always this anomaly that can somehow stop blasting and cruising after a year or two, recover back to normal. I don't get it. I've seen it, so I know it's possible, but it is very rare. All right? So when you are staying on testosterone for extended lengths of time, it's going to make it harder and harder and harder to recover. And you start getting in that year to 2 range and then beyond, chances of recovery ever again are slim to none. So you need to understand that if you make the decision to blast and cruise, and this is a lesson I had to learn the hard way too. So I'm also explaining, from personal experience, not just what I've witnessed over all these years of coaching. And I will throw this in really quickly. I have thousands of clients a year now, and I say that to let you understand the amount of experience I have firsthand with this. Over 50% of the clients that I get, they're all somebody in their 40s, 50s, men, sometimes even 30s, that have completely wrecked themselves staying on testosterone too long and now regret it and want to fix this and did this wrong and that wrong and didn't do this and didn't check this. And, I'm a lot of my tasks and with clients are correcting, helping, trying to get them back to even semi-regularity. So I know how big of a problem this is, and that's why we're talking about it. Over time, and if you're going to be a longer-term steroid user, you need to realize that over time, you're going to have to get on TRT. You're just going to have to. Now, you can delay this by running proper post-cycle therapies, running moderate dose cycles, not running them too long, letting yourself recover. I've seen plenty of people go very long, many, 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 many years, doing that, doing it the right way, and still walk around great. However, this is one of the reasons that I stress so hard about not using steroids when you're too young, the early 20s especially, and even mid 20s I don't like at all. But you're in your middle 20s, and I've heard, and I've said this before too in my 20s. I don't know if I want kids, and I don't care about this, and I don't care about that. Let me tell you something. You end up meeting somebody, and you get married. That's going to come up, okay? And you might think that it's not, and you don't know, but chances are pretty high. As most of you get older, you're going to mature more. You're going to want a family life. You're going to want different things. Not everybody, but let me tell you, it hits way more than you think. And this is just one thing to think about, because you're going to really, really, really put a damper on your abilities to have kids. I mean, you're going to really hurt those chances. I'm not saying it's impossible, and there's methods to try to fix it, but you're going to really make it a lot less. And you need to think about that, because that's pretty selfish then for your partner. You get married, and your wife really wants a kid badly, and you can't give that to her, and it's your fault. And you think about something like that. That's just one thing. That's only one thing, and it's a big thing, but there's so many more things, that could potentially happen. So if you run good, moderate dose cycles conservatively, like I said, you don't use them too young, and you run the proper PCTs, you take the proper time off, you're running your blood work as you should, you're running all the proper protections, you're staying on top of everything, you can PCT and you can last. I'm not saying you're going to last forever, but you can definitely last a decent amount of time. You start going in there too young, running heavy doses, running dog shit PCTs, not checking blood work, not running ancillaries on cycle to protect yourself, you're going to be on TRT extremely fast, no matter what. And, even sometimes with a full PCT, some people are just not going to recover properly. I'm not saying this works for 100% of the people, but if you just do things the right way, you can really, really delay the inevitable for a significant amount of time, as opposed to being reckless, careless. And some people just, even if they do it right, they still fall into the category of you're probably going to have to TRT it early. But just to tell people, just go blast and cruise, blast it. Sometimes the recoveries do suck, and yeah, but so do the steroid cycle side effects, and so do a lot of other things, and the strain that you're putting on your body unnecessarily, and the possible years you're shaving off your life, as opposed to maybe, trying to recover and do this and not just stay on testosterone forever, too young, too early, too high. These are things that you got to think about, aside from, man, you should just blast and cruise forever. You notice that they never talk to you about what goes along with that. They'll just tell you, oh, the recovery sucks, and, this, and this. But they're like politicians, and they don't give the other side or aspect of any of it. And they make you feel inferior by the way that they come across. That shit all sounds familiar, right? Because that's what these bullies do, and the people that their only way to get you to do what they want is to do these things and make you feel like this and lie and push and belittle and demean and all of that other nonsense. Make you feel inferior. You don't have to listen to that. Listen to your head. Listen to the facts. Understand your body. Make good decisions based on what you know and what you feel, not what some asshole tries to push on you or tell you. So, my thoughts on should you blast and cruise or not. I think my answer is no. At least not initially. So, once again, I just provide you the information for your knowledge, entertainment purposes, whatever you want to call it, and you do with it what you will. So, that being said, stay tuned for plenty more to come. Dylan Gemelli, signing off.